It is Thursday, February 26, 2015. Welcome, everyone, to episode 25 of the OG Cast, your clan podcast for the original Guardians. My name is Mike. Find me on Xbox Live. I am mikerocksmore. Promised a big show today. Hopefully we can deliver here. But first and foremost, let's get to the panel. First off, we've got Keith. How you doing this week?
Not too bad. A little excited to do a little show and tell here.
Excellent, excellent. We're all. I'm on the edge of my seat. So. Next up here, we've got Cynic. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Getting geared up for Clan Wars this weekend.
Excellent. Ready to stomp some face, or?
Yes, sir. All the time.
Excellent, excellent. And last but certainly not least, we've got Rocket Man.
What's going on, guys?
I think you better tell the story, Franz.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't get that reference.
Oh, all right. Well, we were trying for Flawless this past weekend, and we had Crota down to one sword, and we had to get his shield down. And I thought, oh, what a perfect time for Gallahorn, and boom, hits a thrall or something right in front of me, and
oh man,
Flawless done.
Right at Crota? Wow.
Oh, one shot left. Oversoul was up at the end, ready to go. Oh.
Yeah, the next hit took him down. So
yeah.
It
was bad, but we got it next time. So.
Wait, you did it flawless on hard?
No, it was normal.
No, not hard. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, we're not that good.
I was gonna say, wait a sec.
No, maybe next time.
It was normal. I think we're ways from that, because
yeah. But hence the
actually
nickname.
4 people got across the bridge this past time.
One of these days we'll get everybody across.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Definitely got to throw a big shout out to Jeff, Austin, Will, and Justin for getting Flawless with Franz and I there. So that was definitely a big monkey off our backs. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, so
now I have to go get all the ghosts so I can get all the achievements. But
well, I'm down to my last 2 now, so
that's good.
Got my Titan leveled, and if once Salvage ever comes back into the rotation, I can finish that off as well. But it doesn't ever seem to be on there, so go figure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get down into it here, and I'm going to turn things over to Keith here for his big presentation here. So, I guess before we get started here, Keith, why don't you give us a little background of what you've been doing and why you've been doing it?
All right. If you remember a couple weeks ago on the podcast, I kind of teased something at the end that I was working on something, and finally ready to reveal that to you guys. I've been working on a site with a couple of my friends. Really, it came about that one of them stumbled upon the APIs that Bungie has. So the Bungie.net and the companion app and all that they have, all those APIs are public. Anybody can start using them to generate data. It's what Destiny Tracker uses. A lot of other sites, that's what they use. So we were trying to come up with an idea of what we can do, and we came up with Destiny Clan Wars. So we started building a site to bring Clan Wars into Destiny. So I wanted to show everybody the site in its current state. So it's still in development. It's not out there yet, but just kind of like a sneak preview exclusive to our clan members. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here. All right. You got that?
Yep.
All right. So what we have here is Destiny Clan Wars is going to be a site where we specify an event that's going to take place between a set period of time. So a lot of our inspiration was from Call of Duty Clan Wars. So we'll see some of those themes coming around, but we also took cues from Destiny, and which are these modifiers on these events. So if we look at this event, there's currently an event running from the February 21st that ends on the 28th, and the event is to play control. So most of the events that we're going to be running are going to be set in a way that you can't lose points by playing. So if you log in and play control, you'll always be helping your clan advance. But we will be running hardcore modes that you can actually be a detriment to your clan. If you're a poor performer, you can bring your clan down. So I'm going to talk about what that means. So whenever we run an event, there are going to be certain modifiers on the event, and that's represented by these three icons here. So this was inspired by like the Nightfall and by the weekly strikes, things like that. How Destiny has modifiers on them. So this one is called Sore Loser. You lose 80% for losing or quitting a match. So what that means is, at the end of a control match, you've all seen the score that you get. So you capture points, you get kills, whatever you end the match with a score, and then we are going to modify that score based on these modifiers. So if you lose, we're going to take away 80% of it. If you are under a 1.0 kill death ratio, we're going to take another 80%. So you can effectively be 60% in the hole. You can go negative 60% if you lose and are less than a 1.0 kill death ratio due to these two modifiers. However, this one is a clan member bonus, so you gain 20% for each clan member in your game. So if you play with 3 clan members, then you'll obviously never go negative. So that's the gist of what an event is. And then when an event starts, we're going to be taking all the clans that we're tracking. So anybody that signs up, as soon as one person from a clan signs up, we're going to register that entire clan to be tracked, and then we're going to split them into divisions. So we have gold, silver, and bronze. As you can see, Original Guardians is in the bronze, the bronze tier.
We need to step it up.
Well, hey, we've got right now the tiers are split at 100. So
Okay.
So is anywhere from 1 to 100 will be bronze. So we're at 91 total. So and this clan is at 99. So I think managing your clan roster is going to be more important if you participate in clan wars, because really you wouldn't want all this dead weight that would take you up till silver when you really only have half the people playing.
Mm.
So there's going to be some management from clan leaders to make sure that they're not being inappropriately placed. So we are winning the bronze division. So basically everybody in Original Guardians, you've been participating in clan wars without even knowing it. So if we click on our clan here, we can see all of the individual contributions here. So I'm the Hype is leading our clan at 102,000 points, and then Quantum Nebula, wow, that 101 matches definitely played, because this was going on during Iron Banner, so every Iron Banner match you played has contributed towards this clan war event. So if we look here, let's see, Quantum Nebula is second place with a ton of matches, and then here I am. I only did 31. I was a little bit of a slacker. And then you see the entire history of every single match and how much the score actually was calculated for that individual match. And then we're going to do some statistics towards at the end of the event, so you can kind of see like a high level view. So, yeah, everybody will be able to log in. So let me see here. So when you're logged in, you'll see it highlighted. there's still some styling that has to be done. So everything you're seeing is obviously, like I said, still in development, but it will be. So it still has a lot of styling to go through. Right now, we have 3 working modifiers in addition to this clan member bonus. But we're going to be adding a ton more. So I want to do some really, really interesting things, like gaining bonus percentage for each rocket kill or something like that. So basically, each event that we do is going to have a mix of different modifiers involved. And,
Cool.
And then we'll eventually branch out to PvE as well. So maybe we'll do events running the Nightfall. So basically, doing the Nightfall over and over, you won't be getting the rewards in the game or anything, but the event itself would count multiple times. So, like I said, it is still in development. It's still pretty early in development. We're probably about halfway through from actually releasing anything. Right now, we've been working on it for about a month and a half. We're probably going to be going till the end of March before we release anything. So, like I said, it's still out in development, but I wanted to give us a sneak preview to our clan members. So really what I wanted to do is get some feedback from anybody, looking at this, taking a look at what I've shown here, and giving me as much feedback as you can, because I mean I'd like to get some feedback from a group of people before we actually start shipping it out to everybody.
Cool.
So, do you guys have questions? I mean, if you're in live chat, you can use the Q&A thing on the Hangouts, so you can use that and ask questions. But if Franz or Mike, if you guys have questions, feedback, let's talk about it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Okay, well, I guess we'll just start off with the obvious. You said, okay, you're about a month and a half from release, and that's just going to be for PvP then, for Crucible. So I guess is there a timeline for getting PvE in there as well, or?
There's not. So right now, we have a whole list of things that we want to do, and right now the first priority is releasing it bare bones PvP, and then some of the modifiers are going to require more data grabbing. So right now the data we're grabbing is very high level. So kind of when you see the Carnage report at the end of a match, you see your kills and your deaths and your kill-death ratio, your score. That's like the high level result of each match. There's another activity pool where you can grab every single thing imaginable. You can get the average distance for your kills. You can get the average distance for your deaths, the amount of headshots to hunters, amount of deaths by a headshot from a hunter. Every single medal that is in the game we can get from this Carnage, this additional Carnage report. The level of detail of this deeper data is staggering. More medals than there are some medals in the feed that don't even exist in the game. Probably because they were pulled, they're probably not going to be coming out. But it's really, really insane how much data there is. So phase 2 of this will be using that data to generate more modifiers. Something like I said, granting a bonus for every rocket launcher kill. So maybe it would be 5% additional for each rocket launcher kill. Or there might be something along the lines of plus 10% for each precision kill with a hand cannon. So I mean, there are just so many different modifiers that we can come up with, and we have a really good idea of some things that we want to do with that. But right now we're focusing on this, making sure it's as bug free as possible, and releasing it like that.
Cool.
Now, are you going to make divisions within, say, bronze and silver? Like, say, maybe pit 3 or 4 clans against each other? And see if...
what do you mean?
So, say you have Quackheads versus Original Guardians, and just kind of score those matches that they're playing each other to get like a clan versus clan basis instead
Well,
of.
Well, you can't really. I'm not sure how you would do anything like that because you
Yeah.
can't. Because you can't. I mean, it's a, indirect competition. We can't. We don't have custom matches. I mean, it'd be great if clans could play each other, but at the moment, it's just going to be all indirect competition.
Ah, yes. Damn Bungie not getting those custom matches in there.
Yeah. So the tiers right now are split 1 to 99 is bronze, and then 100 to 150 is silver, and then 151 to 200 is gold.
Cool.
So I mean, the score difference is pretty substantial. So like this one, they have almost 2 million points compared to ours 745,000. So there's definitely a big difference.
And those points are just the raw points that we individually generate in a match?
Yeah, so the match, if we look at, let me see here. Let me see if we can find one of yours, Mike. Where are you?
I'll be near the bottom. I didn't play that much Iron Banner, but I see Franz is right there. The top 10.
Yeah, so you had 9 matches. So
I'd say I did more than that.
So basically, what it is, this event score is calculated based on. So if you lost, you lost 80% of your score, and then if you were under a 1.0 kill death, you lost another 80% of your score. And so with this clan member right here, so all of these you're flying solo, versus here you're playing with 4 other people and then 3 other people here. So with this one, you played with 3 other people, which resulted in a 0 score because you lost and you went negative. But you weren't a detriment since you played with 3 other people, so it saved you from getting negative.
At .28, oof.
It's not my finest.
Unless we can look at you,
No, yeah, I'm sure I got some of those in there.
So you've got a lot of negative, man. You got, look at that. Your average was 1200. So that's
1.04.
Oh, your kill death. Yeah, I was looking at your average score.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. That's cool. Now, are you gonna have also like a non-hardcore one where you don't put any modifiers on and just do raw score?
Yeah. So all of them will have modifiers. So, but there are going to be non-hardcore ones. So, but what they will be is instead of this. So these percentages are all configuration. So we can create an event where sore loser is only 40%. So if we were to do this where it's a non-hardcore, what this would probably look like is negative 40% for sore loser and negative 40% for killer. So worst case scenario, you would lose a total of 80%. So you would never be able to go below 0.
Gotcha.
So from what we've talked about, the plan is to do most of them non-hardcore because I don't know what it's going to do if it's going to create a hostile environment if people are seen as negative. If people get really competitive about this, it can create some drama because this Kurkosh, I mean, he only did 1 match, but he was negative overall. So if we were an asshole clan, we would say, dude, you suck. We're gonna kick you. You know what I mean? So it can create a hostile environment. So that's one thing that we're trying to be cognizant of. But looking at this clan, they have a lot of people that were negative overall.
Is there any way to set particular rosters so a clan can play within its own bracket but still have leave the people out who shouldn't be playing that event? Like, I wouldn't go into an event that has a serious KD deficit. I would destroy us.
Yeah, we wanted to do that. We really, really wanted to do that based off of how Call of Duty does clan wars. We wanted to be able to have the clan leader be able to set a roster for people or for the event, but we couldn't do that because we couldn't authenticate that you were the clan leader. So when you sign up for an account, you enter your Bungie username here. So mikerocksmore. So we have that, and we find your Bungie ID for you. But anybody can type anybody's name in here. So if I did Nasty Destroyer here, there's nothing to say that. You know what I mean? Like I have no way of knowing if it's really Nick or not. So we were trying to do a lot of different methods of authentication, really some duct tape solutions. We got it working if we could modify the cookies, but due to security, it would be a huge problem. So we couldn't do that. So right now, it's if you're in the clan, you're going to be participating.
Gotcha. It's gonna get pretty cutthroat then, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to make sure that we're starting everything out as non-hardcore and kind of sprinkle them in and kind of see what their reaction is going to be.
That's the fairest thing you can do at that point.
Yeah.
This all looks awesome though, especially coming from running with the Call of Duty end of Clan Wars. This all looks like a lot of fun and would bring me definitely back into Destiny.
Yeah, thanks. Right now, if you want to follow us, so I created a Twitter account that if you want to follow the news, it's at Destiny Clan Wars. Some shameless plugs here, excuse me.
Get 'em while you can.
And then all of the chatting is going to be right now. We don't have any kind of forums or anything like that. For now, everything is being done in a Google Plus community. So we have a Google Plus community as well. So if you search Destiny Clan Wars, then that will then you'll be able to join that and interact with other people that are following. So I'm expecting that we'll get trash talking between clans and everything going on there, which it's fine. It's expected. It's encouraged, I guess.
To a point, of course.
Yeah.
Are you going to add a form to the site itself?
We want to do a comment section, so not like a traditional forum. So there are a lot of options that we have. We could do like a Facebook plugin, so we don't really have to do any work for it. We just use Facebook's chat messaging system. But we shied away from that. We could also use like Discuss, which if you look on like news sites and stuff at the comment section, so they use that. But what we landed on was something just custom. So it's something that we're going to be creating in-house, but it's not going to be super detailed. So it's going to look more like a Twitter feed where it's just people commenting, and you won't be able to. There aren't going to be threaded comments, so you're not going to be able to see a tree of comments. So if you reply to someone, it's just going to always show at the top. It's kind of like a traditional bulletin board.
Gotcha.
So that right now that's what we're leaning for. That's not going to happen at launch, but that's definitely on our list. The current plan is for events to run between like 3 to 4 days, and for there to be downtime. So there aren't going to be events constantly running, kind of like Call of Duty Clan Wars.
Makes sense.
So what kind of like player, I guess, like with your current setup and all that, like so if you're losing and not doing well, you're being kind of a detriment to the team. So like obviously there are going to be a lot of players out there like myself who are total MLG and go negative most of the time. Like what's the incentive, I guess, for those kind of people to be involved, or is it just kind of if they're there, they're there. If not, I guess what kind of control does the clan leader, I guess, have over pulling things back and or having people run and not, or is it just all just automatic?
Yeah, I mean, if the clan wants to be competitive, then they're going to make sure they recruit people that match that mindset. So if a clan wants to be competitive and there are people that are dragging them down, they'll probably kick them. But like I said, the hardcore shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that big of a deal because we're not running with it at first. So if even if you're not into it, like if you're not competitive and you're a terrible player, for the non-hardcore events, you won't be a detriment at all. So
Like,
you'll always be contributing positive points. They won't be the highest points, but you'll always be contributing.
Okay. Because like myself, I'm primarily a PvE player. Like I go to the Crucible very rarely. Like my
Sure.
main thing is raids, nightfalls, missions, all that kind of stuff primarily. So I guess unless there's that a thing for PvE down the road, I guess I can still be in the game and still be in the clan, I guess. But I just won't be actively contributing, I guess, to the points for that event if it's a Crucible that week then, right?
Yeah, so the events are always going to be very specific. So if the event is control, then and if you don't want to bring the clan down for hardcore control, then you can avoid it by just not playing control during the event time frame.
I guess that's kind of where it's going to get hairy in the brackets, only because then, I mean, that's what I was saying with the cutthroatness before, because even on the Call of Duty side, our bracket is determined by how many people are active, so
Yeah.
if we have a full clan, a lot of times like 70 people said they would play and like 30 people showed up. Now it leaves us in the lurch and questioning why we have certain people in the clan and making us want to do roster changes and all kinds of craziness.
So one thing that we're also providing here is we're providing a member list. So this is something Bungie does not provide clans today, and all of the clan admins for Destiny can attest to that. Right now, there's no way to tell when the last time somebody played was. We're providing that here. So if your clan is registered, you'll be able to come in here as a clan leader, sort this, and say, oh wow, these people haven't played at all.
That's awesome.
They haven't played in a long time, so let's just go ahead and kick them. One thing you can actually initiate the kick process through a URL. So we tried letting people just click a button here to try to kick them. They'd have to like log in, so so the clan member, the clan leader would have to actually authenticate through a Bungie site. It wouldn't really be the prettiest, but we were running into problems, so it probably won't be happening. But we are providing a direct link to people's ID and just going directly to see the clan on Bungie.net, and so clan leaders will be able to clean up the roster based on the activity.
That's pretty awesome. That'll definitely help. It's hard for us trying to reach out to everybody and figure out who's doing what, where, and why, and
yeah,
spreadsheets, man. Spreadsheets are ridiculous.
We have a lot of people that haven't played in a long time, like Nick here.
I'm going to show up on that list pretty soon.
December.
Oh, there.
So yeah, I mean, with this, clan leaders will be able to purge inactive members to make sure they're not being placed in the wrong bracket.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Thanks.
And how are brackets established again, or
size, from what I understand?
Just
size of the clan. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way to pull the feed just from your active members instead of the total members list?
That was one thing that we were going back and forth about doing. Like, hey, let's just create brackets for active people. We decided against it. We wanted to reward clans for maintaining their roster.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Now it's up to the particular clan, even though they're signed up. It's up to them to actually say, "Hey, I want to participate in this event."
Not an individual, so just a clan.
Gotcha.
So as soon as one person from a clan registers on our site, so they put their Bungie ID in there, and we go and grab what clan they're in, and then if that clan isn't currently being tracked, then we start tracking that clan along with everybody else in that clan.
Gotcha.
So it's actually really tricky because there are people that play on PlayStation and Xbox that are in two clans, and that recently was giving us a headache trying to handle two clans for one person.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, like, if you play one control match, it doesn't go to both clans. It's very specific, so you actually have a unique Destiny ID for each console.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well,
So
cool stuff.
yeah, thanks. So anybody listening, if you're listening to the audio cast and you don't typically watch the YouTube video, check it out and take a look at what I've shown here and provide feedback in the Destiny Facebook chat. And any feedback you can give is definitely very much appreciated.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it when it's not all brand new and overwhelming, and see if I can pick your brain about it a bit. It looks interesting.
We'll get the links to the Twitter and such that you've created into the show notes, right, Keith?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, it's looking great, man. It's obviously put a lot of work into it. So, and this, of course, is going to be mobile friendly as well, of course.
Yeah, so we're developing one site and it all scales. You just shrink the window and it pulls up just fine on a mobile device. So, so if we look at it here, we just shrink it. So if you're on like a phone, that's what it will look like. And as you see, like certain columns drop off after a certain width. See there's columns dropping off.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's all designed with mobile in mind.
Well, it's definitely what you want in this day and age, because I don't sit next to my computer when I'm playing. So.
Yeah, and it's super lightweight, so it's not going to be icon heavy. So this is probably about it in terms of icons. Pulling it up on my phone, it feels really, really fast. So it's not going to be like slow loading web pages or anything like that. So it feels really good on a mobile device right now.
Cool.
Excellent. Oh yeah, it's looking great, man. Looking great.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Excited to give it a whirl.
Yeah, show my MLG skills to the whole world.
I'm looking forward to the rocket one, I'll tell you that.
You are guaranteed deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got some suggestions for modifiers, it's probably possible. It's just let me know and we can see if it works out.
What about for shooting a rocket in your face and blowing yourself up?
Killing yourself with a rocket. That I think I have to take that back. That's probably not in the data.
I'm safe.
About that too. I usually get a kill, but then I usually kill myself with them, so it works out.
Yeah.
A lot of death trading, I guess. Cool. Well, you got anything else you'd like to throw in there, Keith? Or?
No, that's it. Thanks for taking the time to let me play a little show and tell there, demonstrate.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we definitely want to get this out and try to build some buzz for this, because this is definitely, I think, unique to Destiny. So yeah, let's.
I gotta get my PvP gear going now.
Yeah, Cynic, get it back in the game. Come on. You need to run Clan Wars this weekend. What the?
A little devil on my shoulder.
Nick won't be upset with that at all.
All right. Well, let's move on here, and let's get into the news of the week here. Obviously, some Destiny stuff to talk about here, and let's start off with the patch that I guess came yesterday. I guess we've talked about it lots over the last couple of weeks. As Bungie's been dropping their little hints of what's coming and all that. So it finally came. What do you guys think of it? I know, Keith, you were saying earlier you're really liking Oversoul Edict in the Crucible. So let's start there.
Yeah, when they first were announcing it, I wanted to kick the habit of Suros. I've been addicted to Suros and dependent on it in the Crucible for a while, so I was forcing myself to use Oversouls before the patch even hit. And man, it feels really good now. it does a good amount of damage in the Crucible. I'd say battle rifles are back.
Nice.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm not going that far.
Yeah, it's not as killer as in Halo, but they're actually competitive.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I was using one in the Nightfall earlier in the week, and yeah, like last night after the patch dropped, and yeah, it was. I have one upgrade left. I got the last bubble to upgrade on it on time on target, and yeah, emptying full clips into Cabal, and they weren't dying. And it has a relatively small mag in that too, so 7 bursts and it's done. So I'm just boom, 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 reload, boom, 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 reload. I would have gone through all my ammo in probably 2 minutes if I'd kept using it. So I wasn't impressed with it, to be honest. So, but I'm gonna keep trying with it, I guess. Try and get those headshots, because I guess those are really what we need for it. But
Yeah, Nightfall's a tough indicator too. I don't know. I haven't used much pulse rifles since the patch, but
Yeah, PvE in general is really hard to tell if if a buff really impacts a gun or not.
the one I noticed the most was the shotgun. That buff is definitely noticeable in PvE.
Oh, I haven't even tried the shotgun in PvE yet.
Oh, yeah. Yep, does some work.
Nice.
that's what we want, obviously. So
Yeah.
yay! All right. There's a few little things in the patch. One thing that stood out to me most of all, and this kind of goes back to Crucible, is that players will no longer drop heavy ammo when they die. So usually you kill a guy who has heavy, you get to pick up his heavy ammo, or at least what he had left, or at least one or two shots.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the case anymore.
I feel that's really brutal.
Yep.
I'm agreeing with you, yeah.
It almost seems like heavy weapons have turned into a flash in the pan. So, before in the Crucible, there was a point where a lot of people got heavy, but it was a very slow taper off in terms of when you stop seeing heavy being used. Now it's like people have it, and then nobody has it. So it seems like I don't know, it feels very weird now.
You can dominate a match now. I mean, if you send one guy on a suicide mission to get the opponent's heavy before they do, you die, the opponent has no heavy, the rest of your team gets the heavy on your side, you just dominate the match. It's over at that point.
I did that yesterday. There were 4 people running to it on, what is it, Anomaly is what it was. Yeah, and I ran right to their heavy, and then I grabbed it. There were 4 people running towards it, and they killed me as soon as I grabbed it. But yeah, they got nothing out of it. So you're right. It does add a lot of meta in that respect.
Yeah. I haven't played enough games to see if I really like it or not, but I don't know. It's definitely different. Whole different type of game.
I agree that something had to be done, because the few matches that I have played, I have seen on occasion, people having ammo in their heavy machine guns, far longer than they really should. So I think that it needed a little bit of balancing that way. But if some guy on your team yanks it without letting anybody else have it for your side, and he dies, you don't get any heavy for your whole team. And that just, so I guess they're really trying to put an emphasis on team play, and I guess ultimately more on actual gunplay. Actually using your primaries to get the kills instead of shooting a rocket and getting those big kills.
Yeah, but it's not like Call of Duty where you spawn with 2 rockets ready and waiting to go. You have to work for it in the first place.
No, true.
And when that happened, you were screwed anyways, because even if your teammate dies, you can't pick up his heavy. You can only pick up the enemy, the opposing team's heavy. So you'd still have to kill them.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's definitely always swings when one team gets a lot of heavy and the other team doesn't, and I think it'll be more prominent now. It just makes heavy ammo You know, it's kind of like Halo when the rocket launcher spawned. It was a run for that one rocket launcher. I think they're kind of trying to do that.
Gears of War also.
Yeah.
When we used to play a lot of Gears of War, when we would talk about what we would do during matches, it was more like a football play than like a Call of Duty or a SWAT or something like that. Certain people were running to certain guns to start certain fights to be able to control the resources on the map and the choke points.
Yeah, I mean, back in Halo days, they didn't have announcements when it was going to spawn, so you had somebody with a timer going, okay, heavy's going to spawn, or rockets are going to spawn, sniper's going to spawn. Get somebody there. Yeah, got intense.
That's what I liked about Gears, though. It started off that way, so it really was kind of like dropping the puck in hockey. Everybody was sprinting to scrap for that first gun.
I mean, it could be good, and it just makes another point that if you're playing on a team with people, you're going to destroy anybody who's not. Really, like to Mike's point, it makes team-based all that much more important.
I'm okay with that.
I am too. It's fun. It's more fun to play with people anyways. That's usually when I do play Crucible.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's see. Beyond that, just the stuff we were expecting for the most part. Obviously, hand cannon's got a little bit of a nerf. Auto rifle's got a bit of a nerf as well. I think the funny thing with all this is that was a little note at the bottom of the patch notes that if you were skipping through it, you probably missed, is that the Mythic class got a nerf. Unintentionally.
Yeah, I did see that.
But
I saw a lot of raging online.
Yeah, but what Bungie did, because fusion rifles and shotguns got reduction starting ammo in Crucible now to try and focus more on your primaries, because people were just loading up their shotguns and fusion rifles and just using that exclusively, and there's enough ammo on the field to pretty much allow them to do that. So they've cut down on the amount that you start with, and they cut down the amount that you're given as well. But because Mythic class ultimately is a fusion rifle, it is bound by the same laws apparently. So a few complaints about that. So
yeah, I can understand that. That would definitely be a hardcore nerf to your primary weapon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how much you start off with, how much less you start off with, but
is it only a starting point issue, or can you not hold as much ammo for the Mythic class? Because you could pick up a special drop or a special little package on the ground and get full primary quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they reduced how much you can carry.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest, what it boils down to, but all I know is that they're not giving away ammo like they used to for those. So
yeah.
So they apparently they're aware of the issue, and the patches incoming for the patch.
Yep.
Tip of the hat, Bungie. Seems like a pretty big oversight, especially one of the most popular PvP guns. So,
yeah.
Who am I to say? I'm not a developer. All right, so let's get to the other big news, Destiny news of the week. The update today. They introduced this thing called Mobile Vaults, basically allowing you to switch gear and move gear from one character to another. This so the weapons, armor, strange coins, all that can now be done via the companion app or the website.
That's great news. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best thing of the update.
Yep. I mean, there have been a lot of times where I've left something in the vault, and it's like, oh, damn it, I don't want to have to go back to the tower to get it. Yeah, so it's really good.
It works mid-match, too. I was... I left black wax idols in my vault for a character, and I just went in, grabbed it, put it on the character I was using, and it just pops up.
That's pretty cool. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest frustrations, is how hard it was to have to go back to the tower and do everything else. I could pull a sparrow out of thin air, but I can't get myself something out of the box. Yeah, just magic bike, come to me.
beam down on a planet, but
you can't toss me my favorite shotgun that I forgot to pull out of the box.
That's funny.
Meme that right now.
Yeah. For all those people who have like 3 of one class, that must be.
Oh, that's got to be a godsend for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Swapping gears and changing characters all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Franz.
Yeah. Only 2 of one now. I do have my hunter.
Yeah, that was always the big wait for Franz. Hey, it's raid night. Where's Franz? Oh, he's changing gear.
Now I can do it from orbit.
All right. Other piece in the update today, the Inferno game mode. So basically, this is your hardcore playlist. No radar, simplified scoring, basically all in your kills and your objectives. If you're playing control, capping objectives, count for points. So, Cindy, this should probably be up your alley too, I guess, eh?
They're gonna throw me an objective bone. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're starting off with control, and it actually starts next week on the 3rd. I think that's probably with reset, I would think.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's coming. So
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Is that the one with no supers?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll definitely get me back at least for a couple nights.
Yeah, I think you still get your supers, I think, but heavy ammo is.
Oh, no supers.
There's no supers either? Oh, I
No.
must have missed that. Okay.
As much as I like them because they add a cool dynamic, it's frustrating for someone who doesn't always do great with KD to work really hard and then have a guy fly out of the sky and punch you in the back of the head and cause an explosion. It's just a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think supers really have a good place in the Crucible. There's no counterplay to them, so you can't compete against somebody that's about to use a super.
Oh, you can't. I've died lots while mine trying to throw my Nova Bomb at people.
What about those suppression grenades or whatever they are? Don't those shut off? Shut off supers or something? Is it something you can throw instantly as you see it coming, or?
What?
Suppression grenade. I don't know. Nobody uses them.
It's just the flashbangs, right?
No, there's one specifically for a Titan that says it gets rid of all supers and all that.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting.
Nobody.
Level up my Titan.
I don't know. It's just another skin on the same game types. I want a new game type.
Yeah, I agree. I want Capture the Flag. Why can't we have
Jeez.
Capture the Flag?
That would be
Where
awesome.
the hell is Capture the Flag?
Bungie asked for, or Deej sent out a post on the forums asking for our 3 wants or 3 wishes, and yeah, that was my number 2. Besides
Yeah.
more vault space.
Yeah, capture the flag. That's it.
That'd
That'd be my number 1.
That's just such a Bungie staple game type.
But you can't have supers with Capture the Flag. You can't do it.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be
You don't
awesome.
think?
That would be way too overpowered.
There would be a lot of throwing of controllers, I think.
Dome City capture the flag, make a
Yeah.
chain of Titan domes, and just escort your way through.
Well, and then running the flag, you'd have the hunters just blade dancing across the entire map. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to have supers and capture the flag. It would be totally whack.
Well, I think now that they introduced Inferno, right, they could take that skin and put it on any game type they make in the future.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You'd have
I
to
don't
think.
I'm not a coder, but yeah, I would think that wouldn't be too bad.
I never really thought of that before, but yeah, the supers probably, they would break Capture the Flag. So they would probably have to devise a way to work around that first. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was coming, or at least in the pipeline. So
In Call of Duty, they have uplink, the game with the ball where you have to get it through and score, and they give you some armor when you're carrying the uplink ball. So maybe some kind of buff so that you can at least withstand some of the supers or try to have a chance to counter and duck and dodge. That'd be at least fair.
Just give it a Crota sword instead of a flag.
Right?
Are we talking the little one that we wield, or the big 15-footer that Crota actually uses?
No, the 15-footer.
Oh, definitely, yeah, 15-footer.
All right. Well, I guess lastly, got a little bit of a sneak peek, potentially, I guess, at what's coming for House of Wolves. New patch notes, obviously, and a lot of people data mining and all that kind of stuff. So the big thing, and I don't think it's really a spoiler because it may not happen, but it looks like they're going to be creating a new social space in the Reef, like another tower, potentially.
Cool.
What do you guys think of that? Good, bad, needed? Not
Depends
needed?
on what they're
Not
going to
needed.
use it for. If
Yeah.
it's just somewhere else to hide Zur, it's not needed anymore.
It's a very good call. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. One thing that I could see it being used for is if it's a story element. If the tower becomes under attack and becomes like a safe haven.
I hope it's not because there's no place to put the queen now. Now that Eris has that one corner, there's no real place to put her.
Oh, there's still that back area where
Yeah.
the Queen's Bender was before, during the Wrath event way back when.
Yeah.
That whole area back where the Iron Banner dude sits is pretty much unused.
But what are they going to do with all those drapes when the Iron Banner's not up?
It's magic, they just beam in from space.
Not a gun, but the drapes. They have them on call.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it as long as I don't get there and be like, crap, I got to go back to the tower for a bounty.
Yeah.
If you make me go to two places before I can actually play the game, then I'll be upset. But
Yeah.
Well, what they said in the video, or with what they're thinking is that it could be exactly where the Queen's bounties will be turned in. It's basically where the Queen will ultimately be for those purposes. Now, of course, you still got the bounty bot in the tower, and I guess Eris, if you're still doing that, and all that.
Don't do that.
They have no intentions of trading or in-game economy, right?
No.
No.
The only other thing I can think of is a space where you could start doing that. I can't see why else they would need an area. So just a place to stick the queen, huh?
Could be. That's
It's not like you can talk to anybody in the tower as is, so.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
It's like the fire team chat thing. Does it work in there? The voice channel, does that work in the tower?
I don't know. Whenever I play them in an actual party chat, so I'm not sure.
I think most people are. Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried.
Yeah. I don't think it does, but
Because it's more people than 6, so yeah, I don't think it does.
it would be too crazy. I think it's like 17 or 15 people, something like that,
Yeah, you can only have 16 in the tower at one time.
16, yeah. So
Yeah.
that'd be a lot of chatter going on if it was just open.
Oh, man. I remember the text chats from games back in the day. It would be ridiculous coming through on voice.
Oh yeah.
How many people can be at the tower? 16?
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, beyond that, nothing not too new. Still expecting 3 new missions, a strike, new raid. There's new quests that are being introduced as well. Apparently there's 3 quests, and no real details on that, what they're all going to entail, but I would have to think it'd be something similar to what they did with Eris.
Yeah.
Going on little side quests, for missions, and ultimately, I guess, like the Urn of Sacrifice, that kind of thing, but...
New maps for Crucible.
Yeah, of course, yeah, so...
Yeah.
No date, though, so... still
Q2.
All right. Well, Sydney, you want to give us a little breakdown for Clan Wars this weekend, or?
Yeah, I mean, same thing that Clan Wars has been. We're still in Diamond Division. I don't know what's going on with the roster lock or whether they're going to put us in the right bracket this time. We'll find out. We'll find out as we go, apparently. Last week or so has really been just organizing people and finishing up making squads and last-minute recruiting and cutting and things like that. And we'll see how it goes. It's been tough for everybody because everybody gets excited every weekend and makes plans, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, nope, next week. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Nothing too crazy with updates or anything on the Call of Duty end. Everything is pretty much status quo.
Cool.
And hopefully they put us in the right bracket and we don't get our butts handed to us again.
Did I read somewhere that they're delaying the DLC?
You may have. I didn't see that anywhere, no.
I haven't heard anything. I know it was Havoc came out on PlayStation today or yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like Havoc just came out, so I haven't even been looking into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have misread something.
I heard that they're trying to. There's going to be some new weapon balancing for I think like 15 guns or something. You heard anything about that?
No, something I'll definitely have to look into.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit of chatter here and there about it, so I haven't really looked into it too closely myself. So, but definitely.
I try to keep tabs on it, but I normally don't notice until I hear all the whining in the game chat. This gun used to be good. What happened? I waited so long to get this elite gun, and now it's shit.
Well, that's just standard Call of Duty right there, isn't it?
Yeah, but then they added the whole element of the supply drops, so now everybody's trying to get the good versions of the guns, like you saw when we did our loadouts last time. So you sit there and grind and grind and grind against what I can only assume is a very evil RNG code, and and then just to have them nerf it and cut it all down. I mean, me personally, I don't care. I adapt, but that's normally where a lot of the angst comes from.
No, they've been doing that for Call of Duty for years, though. Every gun that always gets even remotely OP gets nerfed. People move on to something else, and then after they get nerfed, it's just an endless cycle of.
They balanced it a little bit with making the different versions of the guns. I mean, everybody still uses the same couple of guns, but at least with the different variations and the different drop rates, it's not like you're fighting the same exact person 7 times over on the other team. Not too bad.
That's good. Cool. All right. Well, best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hopefully we don't need it, but we'll definitely take it, and we're glad you guys got our backs too on the other side.
Yeah. You going to stay in for the 54-man bracket, or?
Hopefully, yes. I like the 54-man bracket. It's comfy. I'd like to eventually, just like Nick, get to the 100-man bracket, just because bigger fish, bigger game to hunt. Why not? But it takes a lot of organization and a lot of people doing what they say they're going to do, which has not been the hallmark of Call of Duty players thus far. So we got a lot of really good people right now. Everybody's starting to come together after the last purge, so we'll see where it gets us. It's been a few weeks, so everybody's going to hop on a little bit rusty, and we'll see where we go.
Cool. Cool. Well, I think that just about does it for everything that I got. You guys got anything like to throw in here before we sign off here?
Fix Evolve. Somebody. I don't care who. I don't care how. Somebody.
What's wrong with it?
It keeps resetting accounts. We had somebody in the clan, McKinney, email them about it, and the best they would do was re-unlock your characters. None of your perks from leveling up, or none of your leaderboards, or none of your stats. Just, here's the characters that you can unlock in a good half hour of play anyway as a sign of good faith. Sorry, we can't do more. Have a nice day.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, matchmaking hasn't been as crazy for me, but it's been tough with all that because you put in a lot of effort. Some of us are getting into the top 100 in the world on some characters just to get reset back into the 30, 40, 50,000s. So somebody, somewhere, somehow, some way, please fix Evolve.
All right.
Words to live by. Fix my game. Cool. All right. Well, originalguardians.net is the website where you can find us. Facebook, just Original Guardians. Twitter, @OGuardians. Google Plus, just search Plus Original Guardians. Links to the things we talked about, news, updates, and such, are in the show notes. And we'll make sure that we get Keith's links in there as well, so you can start following Destiny Clan Wars on Twitter and there's Google Plus too, right?
Yeah.
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 Excellent. We'll get those in the show notes as well. Be sure to check those out. Send your feedback to Keith. He wants it. Give it to him.
Phrasing.
And yeah, I think with that, I think we will sign off for the week. Thanks everybody for listening or watching, and we'll see you next week at 10:30 Eastern.
Have a good week, guys.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, later, guys.
Thanks for watching.